time for another grocery discovery, and today I have a fishy tale for you. Are you concerned about mercury in fish? Are you concerned about eating too much fish? And you know what? I've got a couple surprise questions for you when we go inside. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and it is always my joy to serve you God's recipe for excellent health. And today it's about tuna. And right now, tuna is on sale, and you need to come and grab it right away because it is selling out quickly. So let's go inside and learn what we can about tuna. Here we are at the fish counter, and doesn't that tuna just look amazing? Look at those bright red colors. That's the carotenoids in the flesh of the meat. Now, if mercury is a concern for you, we're going to talk about it. First of all, I want to share with you all of the health benefits in this tuna. Today I wanted to just point this out to you so you could see it as I talk about it. Here's all of the health benefits in tuna. So we have selenium, and we're going to come back to that because that has an interesting factor when we talk about mercury. But when you combine selenium and vitamin E, it helps to prevent breast cancer. That's something that all men and women need to be paying attention to. Now, tuna is a huge supply of B vitamins, and as you know, I always talk about B vitamins being the happiness vitamin, but hey, it's also good for your hair, your skin, your heart. And tuna has a rich supply of numerous B vitamins, not just one or two, but over 8 B vitamins in tuna. Vitamin D, you talk about it in a supplement, but did you know you could get it in your tuna? And then protein. Tuna is a powerhouse of protein. We got 13 amino acids. And I just wanted to point out that even includes leucine, which is for muscle building. Tuna is a perfect food for an athlete or a person of any age, a child or a senior adult, because you want to keep your muscle tone. A few other nutrients: iodine, phosphorus, potassium, vitamin A, the carotenoid. I pointed that out because of the pinkness in the flesh. We even have 12 minerals, anywhere from calcium to magnesium to zinc. And then, of course, what fish is known for the most is your omega-3 and your omega-6. Many people get too many omega-6 because of the fried foods that they eat. But when you eat a food in its perfect nature, the way God designed it, it will always be in the perfect ratio. So those are the health benefits. All right, the band's starting to play, and I was just getting ready to talk about mercury, but they seem to be upstaging me. So let me go to it anyway. Okay, let's go back to that nutrient selenium. This is an antioxidant. We already talked about it being preventative for breast cancer, but the selenium in tuna is actually this type of selenium. Let me just read to you what the study says. This is especially helpful to the tuna as a nutrient for protecting their red blood cells from free radical. Like, hang on, here's the interesting part. It is also able to bind together the mercury compounds in the fish's body, even methyl mercury. It actually lowers their risk of mercury-related problems. Now, that's great for the fish, but did you know when you eat the tuna, it does the same for you? This is amazing. And so the presence of the selenium in this special form, selenium, is going to help prevent you also from having high levels of mercury. Now, yellowfin tuna is what's on sale today, and it can come in a medium size. It also has just a moderate level of mercury. And if you eat tuna once a week and combine it with some salmon once a week, you are going to not have to worry about the mercury content, but you will benefit from the omega-3 and the omega-6. Now let's move on to how to buy tuna. First of all, you want to buy it from a trusted source. That is so important. Notice here that the fillets are placed on top of ice. If it was a whole fish, it needs to be buried in the ice. So a good fish supply store is going to know that and present it correctly. Now, when you have your fishmonger package your fish, let him know if you've got a long drive, because it needs to be kept cold the entire time from the store to your refrigerator. Yesterday I was here with a long line of people getting their fish because this is such a great deal, really good fresh fish. And one gentleman was saying he had to drive an hour and a half, so they packed it in a bag of ice, and that to help him. It's just such great customer service. This is very important. Now, you don't want to purchase tuna that has any dry or brown spots, but a good fishmonger is not even going to display such a tuna. An interesting question for you today: did Jesus eat tuna? Well, I did the research, and yes, the Mediterranean is full of tuna. Some of the tuna stay there all the time, others of it migrate in and out. So it's quite possible that yes, Jesus could have eaten tuna. It is a clean fish, it is a very healthy fish, and it could have been processed the kosher way, and he definitely could have enjoyed it. Well, I hope I've encouraged you to eat some tuna today and add it to your diet at least once a week. I made 2 recipes last night, and I'm going to show those to you right now so you can get started enjoying tuna. So as you know, we just bought our yellowfin tuna. Now it's time to cook it. So I'm going to share with you 2 recipes on how to turn this tuna into a delicious delight for dinner tonight. We're going to make the stir fry first, and I'm using a Lodge cast iron griddle. I love it because it fits the full length of my stove, both burners. I need both burners to be on. Now when you're cooking with a cast iron, you can go ahead and use stainless steel, you can use wood, and it's not going to harm it. We're going to just put, even though this is pretty much been seasoned, I'm just going to put just a little bit of olive oil on there. Let that heat up just a little bit. Our griddle is hot, so we're going to go ahead and add the onions and the garlic. Okay, that is ready. Now we're going to go ahead and add our meat. And let that start cooking as well. In total, this dish will probably take you about 7 minutes to cook. Now with that cooking, we're going to go ahead and add some salt so the flavor can start releasing. And a hint of pepper. There we go. Freshly milled is always going to give you the greatest flavor. We're going to add some fresh oregano and thyme. I know this is fresh because I just went out and picked it from my garden. My oregano is about 5 years old. We're also going to stir fry in some fresh tomatoes. You could easily do this in a saute pan as well. And there we go. We have it. Depending on how you like your tuna, you can cook it all the way done, or most people like it just a little bit pink in the middle. There, right there is just a tiny bit of pink. Some people like it a little bit more pink in the middle, but there we have a delicious stir fry with yellowfin tuna. For this recipe, we're just going to make some seared tuna fin steaks, and I'm going to start with a dry rub. The first ingredient is going to be the Spice House Herbs de Provence, which has, as you can see, some rosemary, some thyme, basil, savory, fennel, and some marjoram, oregano, dill, and chervil. So we're just going to put that in our bowl, and that's just going to take too long, so we're going to go ahead and pop the lid off, sprinkle that in like that. To that, I love paprika, even on my fish. So I'm going to put in some paprika. Top that with a blend of nature seasonings, which is a blend of salts and peppers. Now we have our steaks. They've been perfectly cut from the store. I'm just going to pat that in there. I'm going to flip it. And you can already tell I should have mixed that up before I did that. Remember, I'm not the perfect cook. I'm just the encouraging cook. All right, there's the one. We're going to go ahead and do that with the other one. And then they will be ready to put on the grill. All right, we have them there. We're just going to go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit of olive oil on them as well. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's move to the grill. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our steaks on the grill. This is a cast iron grill from Lodge, which is an American-made company, and I love it because it fits my stove perfectly. So our goal is to cook these until they have just enough doneness till it's about up maybe a ½ inch on the bottom. Then we'll flip them and cook another ½ inch from the top, and at that point they are totally ready to be enjoyed. If you prefer yours cooked all the way through with no pink, then hey, it's your steak. Cook it how you want, but most people will eat it with a little bit of pinkness in the middle. Now you can see with this big steak that it already has the doneness about 1/4 of the way up. So we're going to go ahead and flip that. Oh, look at those beautiful sear marks. Delicious. The other steak's not quite as done because I had it more in the middle as opposed to being on top of the flame. They're finishing cooking. I'm just going to spritz some lime juice on them. Keep them nice and moist and flavorful. These are really thick cuts. These are about 2 inches, and so it's going to take a little bit longer. You could have them cut a little bit thinner, and they would cook a little bit faster for you. But it's worth waiting for to enjoy the deliciousness of these yellowfin tuna steaks. So here you have it. I've sliced this one in half, and you can see how it is done in the bottom and on top, and it has just a little bit of pink in the middle. That is a perfect tuna steak to be enjoyed for dinner tonight. Add with it some fresh sliced tomatoes, a good salad, maybe a baked potato, and you are set to have a delicious meal, elegant style, with someone significant. So here we go. 2 delicious recipes. We got the stir fry and we've got the tuna steaks. Which one would you choose to make tonight? I hope you enjoy it. Be sure and put your comments down below. Which one do you like better? I'm Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist. Always my joy to serve you God's recipe for excellent health.